Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about Sound of Freedom. Now, guys, I have to say that this movie, Sound of Freedom, was really good. It wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, or rather, it needed to be. But I think for a lot of people, it got the message, it brought the message home, and it got a lot of people to pay more attention to it. Now, why I said or thought it should have been darker was probably because I live in a dark world and see a lot of fucked up shit. So I'm thinking to actually get people pissed off enough that they start doing something about it. And I mean like really doing something about it, not sitting home watching on TV, but actively starting groups, patrolling the streets, looking for these guys because they're here in the United States. We're not saying that you got to fly to fucking Colombia or anything like that, but they are here in the United States, New York, California, and screwed about the rest of the country. You can find these people if you look hard enough, and we can do some shit to them. I mean, some real shit. Not hand them over to the cops, not the FBI. We're talking about blowtorch, pliers, some chains, and maybe battery acid. Right? So anyway, that being said, guys, the movie Sound of Freedom stars Jim Caviezel, Mario Savino, and Bill Camp. These are the three known actors, and a lot of you guys know who these people are. Sorry. The director, they said, is known. I never seen this director before. I have heard his name, but when I saw him, I'm like, he didn't look familiar. But anyway, guys, the synopsis of the movie is it's about human trafficking with kids. Now, the human trafficking world involves everyone. Adults, kids, you name it, right? Body parts, blood, the whole 9 yards. The whole human trafficking or trafficking world has multiple layers to it. This movie focuses on human trafficking with kids. And in the movie, Tim Ballard, who is a human trafficking superhero, I hate to say that, but that's the best thing I can come up with. It's a true story on him getting 2 kids back from sex traffickers, or actually pedophiles who bought these kids. So, I'm not going to give anything about the movie away because I want you guys to see this movie ASAP. Matter of fact, if you're that intense or that enticed, stop this video now and go see the movie and then come back to the video later. But the movie, guys, was good. I have to say it was a very good movie. I was thinking it was going to be a little darker and not so much show the act of anything, but talk about it a little more and have a darker tone to it, right? But the tone, I'm thinking about it from my aspect as, again, seeing the shit that I've seen over the years as an EMT and a fireman. I thought about it from my aspect. But now, stepping back out of my own bullshit world and looking at everybody else, the tone was right for everybody else. And I think it would hit a lot of people pretty hard, especially those with kids. Because you think about this movie, guys, you watch this movie and then you put your kids in that situation, which I think every parent should, to get a better understanding on how it feels to be the father in the movie who lost both his kids to this bullshit. Now, how he lost his kids to the bullshit is, again, I'm not going to give it away. I want you guys to see it because I'm like, holy shit, I didn't think about that. Now, in the intro of the movie, the opening of the movie, they show men, predominantly men, grabbing kids off the streets. And especially in these third world countries, it happens all the time. It's starting to pick up here in the United States. You are seeing more videos of guys attempting to grab kids. But in the movie, in the beginning of the movie, they show you successful snatches or kidnappings. Now, the problem with the sex trafficking, guys, is that there's no ransom. They take your kid is gone. And the kid's gone forever. Some cases they do come back, like when Tim Ballard and his crew was on the mission, they're getting a lot of the kids back. But if you don't have a Tim Ballard group, it's going to be hard, if not impossible, to get your kid back. And that's what this movie conveys. It conveys that that though this is just a story of him getting these 2 kids back, there are hundreds of thousands of kids missing, have been missing, still missing, and will never be found. And in a lot of cases, when they are found, they're usually dead or too far gone to be rehabilitated because of all the shit they dealt with, the things they've seen, the drugs that are in their system. So there's a lot more, again, there's a lot deeper darkness to this that I wish the movie would have put in there, you know? And again, not the act, just talking about a lot of the shit that goes on with these kids. There should have been more to it. But again, from a fireman EMT aspect, it wasn't dark enough, but from a civilian aspect, it was just the right tone for you guys. You guys to see this and go, holy shit, this is real. So again, guys, this movie's good. This movie, by the way, couple interesting facts, was filmed 5 years ago, back in 2018. Cost them $14 million to make. They made $100 million last weekend, but they are on deck, I think, this weekend and the following weekend to make $150 million. Now, in my previous video, I talked about Barbenheimer, the Barbie Oppenheimer challenge, if you will, right? Or competitive bullshit that they have going on with these two movies. That's all a distraction to have people not see Sound of Freedom. See the fucking movie. Forget about Barbie and her fucking bullshit, and forget about Oppenheimer. You can get back to that anytime you want. You have to see Sound of Freedom and push this movie. In fact, guys, Apple TV is pre-ordering it right now for $20. Buy it for fucking $20. Support this movie as much as possible. Don't give money to my channel. Don't give money to any other channels. Buy fucking Sound of Freedom. Even if you're never, guys, gonna watch the fucking movie ever again, buy it anyway. You see it on DVD in Walmart, buy the fucking thing. Just support the movie as much as possible. The more support this movie gets, guys, the more the message gets out about human trafficking, the more that can be done. Trump just made an announcement after seeing the movie. I'm talking about right after seeing the movie. He made an announcement stating that if he gets elected, and now, I hate to say this, me and my flip-flopping bullshit, now I'm voting for Trump. Now I'm voting for Trump because I'm hearing a lot of bullshit with RFK. I don't like what I'm hearing about him. I don't like the things that he's saying. Not that I'm hearing about the things he's saying. So now I'm back to voting for Trump, especially after he said he gets into office, he is going to impose the death penalty for any human traffickers that are caught. Now, of course, he's got to go through Congress or Senate or whatever it is. Nonetheless, guys, he made a vow. Why isn't Biden, Kamala Harris, or any politician making the same vow? And we're talking about politicians now. Why isn't Ted Cruz and the rest of these fucking knuckleheads making these promises? Why aren't any mayors making these promises? Because they're all in on it and they all know about it. They all knew of, and dealt with Jeffrey Epstein. That's why they were all sweating and hoped that somehow he killed himself. Which, in fact, now I'm starting to think maybe he didn't. Looking at how it was done, that's almost impossible. And now there's so-called Epstein sightings, which is pretty fucking funny. But anyway, nonetheless, guys, you got to support this movie, and you have to go out and do your due diligence by taking note of what's going on in the street. Because apparently the sex trafficking and the human trafficking shit is right the fuck in front of us. But we're not paying attention. So we have to pay more attention, and we have to support movies like this so that the more money they make, they can bring more attention to it and hire more agents or more private agents, if you will, to do things about it. If people like us can get into that field and help out, I'm all in. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.